So guys, it is 4:25 in the morning and I gotta make this video. And just for the effort, if you guys could subscribe, be greatly appreciated. Why the hood up? I mean, I just need to get warm. It is freezing cold right now. And I have just watched the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Katie Taylor, rob Amanda Serrano in broad daylight. Well, not in broad daylight. It's pitch black even in the stateside. But still, look, Katie Taylor, win or lose tonight, she's still the greatest female fighter ever. But she lost that fight. Either way, we got to talk about this. And this is a really bad look for Seattle Storm and Nneka Ogwumike. So, from Circling Seattle Sports. And again, look, I mean this. This is where my source is. If this is incorrect, so be it. This is my source. It says, a source also confirms. It says here, per multiple sources, WNBPA president Nneka Ogwumike was excluded from players-only meetings due to a fear of partiality to the coaching staff. Skylar Diggins led several outbursts laced with vulgarity directed at teammates. I mean, it's Skylar Diggins, like. But here, obviously a law firm here, and we all know that from earlier, a law firm is investigating them. And it says here, she also said multiple players' experiences sparked the investigation. 2014 season filled, whatever, or 2024 season was whatever, it was a bad season. It's now clear why the Storm did not achieve success it envisioned at the start of the season. Clear dysfunction and feeling of distrust led to players-only meetings to discuss alleged mistreatment without Nneka Ogwumike in attendance due to fear of partiality to the coaching staff. Multiple sources confirmed to Circling Seattle Sports. Central to the allegations, the absent leadership on the court and the sidelines, which has been in question since the departure of franchise cornerstone Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart. From legends in Lauren Jackson to Bird, Stewart, and Lloyd, the Storm always had a voice that rallied players like no other. When Jackson retired from the WNBA in in 2012, Bird and Stewart led the team to 2 championships. After Bird retired, Stewart left in 2022. Lloyd was trusted in a role which she wasn't responsible for previously, being the clear-cut leader. And obviously, the clear-cut leader last season, Nneka Ogwumike, the president of the WNBPA, was an absolute disaster. And there is also a little bit of, if you guys did not see, there's a little bit, like Jewel Lloyd's mom on Facebook, again, I'm just saying, there is a lot of, like, players' parents talking on social media. But Jewel's mom apparently said here that Jewel was injured and being mistreated. And then today, Jewel Lloyd's mom responded to, like, the story that, obviously the story of, that's broke about the Storm, saying, well, which is not ideal. So this here led to Storm's front office duo general manager Delisha Ray and assistant Pokey Chapman signing Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins Smith in free agency in February. A source confirmed to Circling Seattle Sports their talents were the folks with their experience leading former teams. That did not seem to go well. As the season developed, it was clear that Skylar Diggins Smith's style of leadership wasn't held in high regard by most except the coaching staff. According to multiple sources, Diggins Smith left several outbursts laced with vulgarity during practices directed at teammates. I know I may not be everyone's cup of tea in that locker room, said Diggins Smith during exit interviews. When the Storm looked to add veteran leadership last offseason, disrupting what seemed to be a promising organization, the outside looking in played its hand in 2024. And wow. Just wow. That is not a good look. But first of all, like, look, Skylar Diggins is Skylar Diggins. Like, she's not, like, nobody ever saw Skylar Diggins as, like, an angel. Obviously, Skylar Diggins is someone that was a good player, but, like, nobody thought Skylar Diggins could do no wrong. Like, she's got, like, as good of a player as she is, like, she doesn't have the like, not that she's a bad reputation, but, like, she doesn't have the Nneka Ogwumike squeaky clean WNBPA. Oh, let's get the old fans. Make sure as hell that they push for her being commissioner. Like, she can call out the commissioner, but she won't call out her own team. And it's really, really disturbing that, again, obviously Jewel Lloyd, Mercedes Russell. Well, Jewel Lloyd's mom has come out to complain about the franchise. Mercedes Russell herself was basically implying that she believed that Noelle Quinn should be fired. But at the same time, we have to say this is a horrible look that her teammates did not feel comfortable having her in meetings, because it seemed like it was Skylar Diggins and Nneka Ogwumike were brought in to be the leaders, and the entire team hated them. That's what it seems like. It seems like Jewel Lloyd, all of these players, when they had a problem with the coaching staff, it seemed like it was the coaching staff. From what it reads, this is what, again, obviously, nobody knows what's going on, but from what it reads, it seems like they were effectively an extension of the coaching staff, which makes sense as to why Nneka Ogwumike has came out and said last week that she's never felt truly represented by a coaching staff before, and she fully felt truly represented. If it turns out that by feeling truly represented means free reign to give abuse to your teammates, that's not a good look. That is not a good look at all. But it's horrible look. And the WNBPA, if this turns out, if the investigation, look, when a team hires an internal investigation, we all know, team hires internal investigation, we found we did no wrong. We all know what's going to come from this. But if anything is found from Nneka Ogwumike, she has to, and I mean this, she has to be fired on the spot. There is absolutely no excuse for Nneka Ogwumike to be still the leader of the President's Association, or of the Players Association, if in fact this is true. If the coaches were abusing the players, if Skylar Diggins was abusing the players, and if it's just true, the fact that the team were scared, were having players only meetings and scared to have you in them because they were about the coaches, and you were effectively like more so on the coach than a player, that's a horrible look. Like that should be enough. That president of the Players Association, it's a tough one. It is a really, really tough one to be that in that scenario, but it's a really bad look. It is a real bad look for the Seattle Storm, and it's a really bad look. Whatever about Skylar Diggins. The reason why I don't think this is going to come down as hard on Skylar Diggins is that Skylar Diggins does not have the squeaky clean Nneka Ogwumike reputation. Nobody is talking about making Skylar Diggins the commissioner of the WNBA. And that's not a conversation that's being had. Skylar Diggins, like, this season, she shoved Caitlin Clark and is as good as she was during the season. She's as known for the finger twirl, constantly complaining to refs than anything else. She might be the only person who complains to refs more than Caitlin Clark. But with Nneka Ogwumike, she is squeaky clean reputation and was seen as, like, you know what, the true vet of the WNBA and all of this stuff. But now, ooh, this is not a good look for her. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that this is relevant? Or do you guys think that this is just like a non-factor? Like a non-thing, and in a while it's going to be forgotten about? I think the likelihood is that this does get forgotten about soon-ish. I don't think it's going to be that relevant because there's going to be more stories to come out. I think this could get a whole lot worse for the Seattle Storm, and there's potential that it could lead to the whole coaching staff basically being fired, and potentially, if this is as bad as it sounds, Nneka Ogwumike having to step down as head of the Players Association. And with some of the stuff that I've heard from the Players Association, I think that's, like, needed, and I'm going to talk more about it later, but, like, the Players Association were pissed that the rookies were asking their lawyers to read over their WNBA contracts and didn't just sign them straight away. Like, that sums it up. That just sums up the way the Players Association is, where it's like, the way the league's becoming more serious, the PA has got to be a lot more serious. And look, when we're looking at the president, the two vice presidents, we've now got the president involved, the Storm, two of the vice presidents, and Alicia Clark and Kelsey Plum, both members of the Las Vegas Aces during the Becky Hammon incident. So, yeah, not ideal.